Hey everyone, welcome back to our APIGURU channel. For those of you who are new here, I'm Damien Tone here. On this channel we share everything you need to know about APIs. Today we will explore the OpenAPI specification. Let's get started. The OpenAPI initiative is an open source project that creates and promotes the OpenAPI specification, a standard for defining APIs. The goal of the OAI is to make APIs easier to design, understand and use across different systems and technologies. So who's behind this initiative? The OAI is supported by a diverse group of members including major tech giants like Google, Microsoft, IBM and Amazon Web Services, as well as various smaller companies and individuals. This wide range of contributors ensures that the OpenAPI specification evolves with input from the tech industry. How does it work? The OAI operates through a collaborative process. Members contribute to developing and refining the OpenAPI specification, share best practices and help promote its adoption. They also work on tools and resources to support the specification, making it easier for developers to implement and use. The OpenAPI specification was initially known as the Swagger specification. Swagger started as a simple open source specification for designing RESTful APIs in 2010. Open source tooling like the Swagger UI, Swagger Editor and the Swagger CodeAgent were also developed to implement better and visualize APIs defined in the specification. The OpenAPI specification is commonly called the OpenAPI definition when discussing the specific document that describes the API. In 2015, SmartBear Software acquired the Swagger project. Later that year, SmartBear donated the Swagger specification to the OpenAPI initiative, which was officially renamed the OpenAPI specification and moved to the new GitHub repository. Despite the specification's name change, the Swagger tools retained their original names. The link to the OpenAPI specification GitHub repository is in the description below. The OpenAPI specification is a widely used standard for defining APIs. It provides a clear structured format to describe an API's endpoints, request parameters, responses, and other essential details. By using this specification, developers can create comprehensive API definitions that are human-readable and machine-processable. When choosing an editor to write the OpenAPI definition by hand, the most common is the Swagger editor because it dynamically validates your content as you write. It lets you determine whether the OpenAPI definition you're creating is valid. The Swagger editor looks like this, with the left pane showing the code and the right pane displaying the output. The link to the open source Swagger GitHub repository with the Swagger specification and all public tools is in the description below. When working with OpenAPI definitions, you can choose between YAML and JSON for your API definitions. Both formats have advantages and disadvantages. Understanding them can help you select the best option. YAML is designed to be human-readable and writable, making creating and maintaining complex API definitions easier. Its syntax supports features like comments and a more intuitive structure with indentation, simplifying the representation of nested data and enhancing clarity. This readability has made YAML popular in the OpenAPI community, especially for extensive and detailed API documents. JSON features a straightforward syntax and is widely used for data interchange, making it ideal for applications that need to generate or consume API definitions programmatically. While JSON's more rigid syntax reduces ambiguity, reading and editing manually can be slightly more challenging. However, its compatibility with many programming languages and tools facilitates easier integration across various systems and services. In summary, YAML is favored for its human-readable format and ease of use, particularly in extensive and complex API definitions. On the other hand, JSON is often selected for its simplicity and strong compatibility with tools that require structured data. Ultimately, the choice between YAML and JSON for OpenAPI definitions depends on your needs and preferences. Fortunately, OpenAPI tools fully support both formats, enabling effective API definition regardless of your choice. There are two primary approaches to creating OpenAPI definitions: code first and design first. In the code first approach, the API is developed in code first, with the OpenAPI definition added later through comments or annotations. This method can be more straightforward, as it doesn't require learning a new language. Conversely, the design first approach involves creating the OpenAPI definition before coding occurs. This allows developers to establish a clear structure and utilize tools to generate boilerplate code. The OpenAPI initiative strongly advocates for the design-first approach. This recommendation stems from the limited scope of APIs described in OpenAPI definitions. A code-first approach can result in discrepancies between the API and its OpenAPI definition. If the API is developed without considering the constraints of the OpenAPI specification, adjustments to the code may be necessary later, leading to complications. By adopting the design-first method, you can ensure alignment between the API and its OpenAPI definition from the very beginning. Whether you use a design-first or code-first approach, always maintain a single source of truth to avoid duplication. This principle mirrors programming practices where repeated code is consolidated into a common function. Updates may be applied inconsistently without a single source of truth, causing confusion and errors. OpenAPI definitions are crucial source files, not just documentation. They enable automation for boilerplate generation, unit testing, and documentation rendering. As such, they should be among the first files committed to source control and integrated into CI/CD pipelines for continuous updates and deployment. Validation tools can help ensure that changes remain consistent with the OpenAPI definition during continuous integration. We recommend using Spectral for automated quality analysis of your OpenAPI definition. While Spectral is a versatile rule-set engine for any JSON or YAML data, it is specifically tailored for OpenAPI, Async API, and JSON schema. By applying Spectral rules, you can enhance the quality of your OpenAPI definition and enforce adherence to specific API style guide standards, such as naming conventions or avoiding integers in URLs. Spectral is open source and seamlessly integrates with Stoplight and extensions for Visual Studio Code and other tools, providing real-time feedback wherever you design APIs. Well-crafted documentation enhances the user experience, but users might also need access to the OpenAPI definition. For example, they might use it to generate client code or create automated bindings for various programming languages. Providing access to the definitions through a developer portal offers significant value. You can make the OpenAPI definitions available through the API, facilitating runtime discovery and integration. While OpenAPI definitions are plain text documents in JSON or YAML, writing them by hand is impractical for large projects. Instead, consider alternatives. Use text or Go editors to handle repetitive tasks, manage reusable components, and preview documentation in real time. Learn a new language tailored for API descriptions, offering concise and specialized documentation, and use a tool to produce the OpenAPI description. Annotate code to include API details which tools can automatically parse to generate the OpenAPI definition. This works well with the code-first approach, but remember to use a design-first approach wherever possible. Finally, combine editors or domain-specific languages with manual adjustments. Once modified, your file becomes the source of truth, so discard outdated versions to avoid confusion. Here are some tips for managing large OpenAPI definitions. Avoid duplication by moving repeatable elements to the component section and referencing them. This approach keeps your document smaller and easier to maintain. Organize operations with tags for easier navigation and better management. Tags help you sort and find operations more quickly in tools, especially QI editors. Break the definition into smaller manageable files based on URL hierarchy. However, be mindful of tools that may struggle with large or numerous files and adjust your approach accordingly. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video and want to see more, hit the subscribe button and turn on notifications so you don't miss any updates. Please give this video a thumbs up if you found it helpful and let me know what you think or if you have any questions in the comments. Look out for our next video in which we will discuss API design best practices. The comment section below contains links to the OpenAPI specification GitHub repository and all the tools mentioned in this video.